So today on Big House Sport, we are back for another one of these tier maker videos. We are hectic at the moment. We've got so much coming up with the NRL and AFL finals. We've got so much coming up collaboration-wise. We're heading over different places. We're going to different places. We're doing so many live streams everywhere. Premier League, NRL, everything's going crazy. But in the same sense, I love doing these kind of videos, these tier maker videos. We've done one for the NRL and AFL already, but today we're going to be doing one for the Premier League. I love these videos because one, you guys love them, and two, because you get to know me a lot more. You get to know what teams I prefer to vlog for, prefer to film for, prefer to live stream. You know, you guys know that I will vlog and live stream pretty much every single team as if I'm one of their supporters for the day. But in today's video, you're gonna find out the one team, the one team that I will never, ever vlog on behalf of. I will never, ever vlog on behalf of. That is the one team that I draw the line. Obviously, the two biggest sports for me are rugby league and football. That's what I've grown up with. You guys know I love sport. I love everything to do with sport, whether it be American, or it be England, or it be Australian, whether it be anywhere. I don't care where it is, I just love sport. But in this league is the one team that I will never, ever vlog on behalf of. I don't give a shit. I promise you, I don't give a shit. Anyway guys, enough of talking here. Let's get into the video and let's start talking about some teams I don't mind, some teams I do like, and who the one team is that is a scumbag motherfucker. So let's start off and let's make it real simple. Like, start off with a Manchester City up in love. Now, if you want to know more about how I supported this team and how I started supporting this team and why I support this team, I've actually got a whole video dedicated to with Gold Coast Titans and Manchester City and how it saved my life for mental health reasons. So go and check that video out because I know there's probably a lot of English out there who are like, oh, he's Australian, oh, he's a glory hunter, oh! Never heard that one before, my god, boring, okay? So go and check that video out. It is a long video, it's about 24 minutes long, but it is about mental health and how it got me through the tough times and how football and rugby league really saved my life. So it is really worth it and it really is fulfilling for me. And it also helps you guys to know more about me in general. But I think this is pretty simple, guys. It is pretty simple. Manchester City in the numero. Thank you very much. All right, next up, let's go with Newcastle. Now, Newcastle, I actually don't mind Newcastle. I like them. Now, obviously, there was that movie Goal back in the day. It's a great movie. It's a great movie. You're not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. It's a great movie. And I also love St. James Park. On this channel, we try and we're going to try and get to every single stadium. We're gonna be going everywhere. We're gonna be going everywhere from America to England and Europe and South America and everywhere. Believe me when I say this, that one of the stadiums that I look forward to the most out of every sport worldwide to go to and vlog is actually Newcastle. It's the Toon, son. I'm really looking forward to it. I love the look of St. James Park. It just is a massive stadium that has real passionate supporters, and that's what I love here. My slogan here on Big House Boys, live your passion. And I find that Newcastle is a very deserving place of a massive football team. And unfortunately, you know, they haven't been great. But I definitely feel like the people deserve it, and obviously their stadium is fantastic. The stadium deserves it, the place deserves it, and I really like Newcastle. I do. Next up, let's go with Tottenham. Okay, I actually don't like Tottenham. I don't like Tottenham. Now, obviously, of course, recently with VAR has really assisted in this. But ever since I was young, I've never really liked Tottenham. I feel like Manchester City and Tottenham just don't get along. And we've always had this, well, probably more so on our end because we've been shit for so many years before we got good. You know, I always had this real distaste and dislike for this club. Look, I'm easily able to put a scarf on and try them out for a day, for a game day experience vlog. So Tottenham fans, don't think that I actually hate you and I will never do a vlog for you. But I'm not a big fan of Tottenham. All I know is that this whole VAR thing recently has really pissed me off beyond no means, son. It's like, anyway. Anyway, that's not their fault. I say, look, with Tottenham and the VAR, it's not their fault. They're just benefiting from the decisions that are made because of ludicrous bullshit. Who do we go next? Okay, let's go with Southampton. I find them bearable. You know, there's nothing out of the ordinary for me. It's not like I like them. It's not like I dislike them. You know, they're just there, really. I do really appreciate their academy. I do really appreciate their youth and how they're able to build from within and really kind of diversify their club rather than just being kind of like a bottom dweller, a cellar dweller of the competition. Okay, let's go with Bournemouth. I like Bournemouth. Now, this one mainly comes because of back in the day in FIFA. I don't know if you guys remember, back in the day in FIFA, this was one of the teams that used to kind of take from the bottom all the way to the top. It'd be one of those kind of like managerial managerial modes that you just kind of get into and take the team from nowhere to somewhere, take the team from literally like the League 2 all the way to the Champions League. And Bournemouth was my team. That's why when they actually made the Premier League a couple of years ago, I'm like, I like these guys, I like Callum Wilson. He's a great bloke. All right, let's go with West Ham. I'm going to chuck them in the light column. I like West Ham. I like them probably because of Green Street Hooligans. Great movie, phenomenal movie. If you haven't seen it, go and bloody damn well watch it. It's a pretty hardcore movie if you're not into fighting. But it's a great movie. It's really representation of England back in the day with the firms. And West Ham, they've got a great stadium, they've got a great supporter base, and Manuel Pellegrini's there. Gotta love a bit of Manuel Pellegrini in your life, okay? I don't mind West Ham. I've got a friend who's a massive supporter of West Ham. I like him. I like him. All right, let's go with Aston Villa. This is gonna be a weird one for you guys. Don't really like him. Don't really like Aston Villa. Don't really know why. I kind of just don't. I've never been a big fan of them. I know Micah Richards went there. I know he did. But in the same sense, like, I remember I didn't like one guy back in the day, and he was a massive Aston Villa fan. And yeah, it's just not a great place for me. It's just not a great place for me, and I've never been I've never been a Villa supporter. I've never been a person who really wants to see Villa succeed. So I have to check them in the dislike column. Sheffield United, check them in the bearable. They're the new dogs. I know all about the Sheffield rivalry, and Sheffield United, like, cool, man. They're just there for me. They're a new dog, they're a newcomer, they're fresh blood in the Premier League, and I actually respect their grind. But I love seeing new championship teams in the competition. That's why I don't dislike them. I don't like them. They're bearable. Exactly. That's why they're here. But I respect their grind. The teams in bearable is ones where I respect their grind as lowly tier teams, but yet they're still able to be in the Premier League and they're still able to somewhat compete. And we saw Sheffield United drew 2-2 with Chelsea the other day. So the point of the matter is that I don't mind Sheffield. I don't mind Sheffield. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with them. There's nothing wrong with them. This is an odd one. I'm going to put Norwich in bearable. Now, a lot of people actually put Norwich in dislike just because of Norwich. It's a shithole. But I actually don't mind Norwich. I think they are the ultimate grinders. Obviously, their colours are absolutely abysmal. Like, green and yellow have to be the worst combination of colours in any sport ever. Like, look, Green Bay Packers is just as bad. But this is a little bit more brighter green, which is not ideal, in my opinion. It's not ideal. But that's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about the team. If I don't mind them, I don't mind them. They're bearable. I like them. They're riders. I like them. This next one is Everton. I'm going to put them in the bearable simply because I would put them in the like because of Timmy Cahill, obviously. I would put them in the like, but City never beat them at Goodison. We never ever beat them at Goodison. Well, recently it's been a little bit different. But in the same sense, I always grew up with this belief that Goodison was one of the most difficult parks for us to go to, and it still is. I always still get nervous about going and playing at Goodison. I think Everton's a great team. I actually probably should put them in the light column, but I'm going to put them in bearable just because every time we go to Goodison is very difficult. So, Everton fans, I do actually kind of like you, but I can't do it. I just can't do it. Let us win. Let us get a comfortable win at your park, please. Please. Yeah, look, it's pretty simple. It's pretty simple that Manchester United's going to the scumbag fucks column. Now, if you're a United fan, I hate you. My entire life, I was always slaughtered for, supporting the club that I do before we got big. And these pricks, obviously for years and years and years, basically made out like we were nobodies. And to be fair to them, we probably were classed as nobodies. But it's the way they went about it. It's the way they went about it. And I'm not going to go too much on this, but I hate this club. Like, I hate this club. And there is no way I would ever wear one of their shirts. Not a chance. Not a chance. You're a United fan? I hate you. I don't hate you, but I hate you for who you support. But I don't hate you. I hate you for who you support. I could go on for days about how much I hate this club, and I could go on for days about just the bullshit that City fans had to endure for so long. And I'm only young, right? So I only got to see City in a terrible stage for probably about 7 years in reality, because in 2008 was when we got, bought over, and it didn't really start paying off until 2010-11. But I feel bad for all the City fans who had to grow up for 20, 30 years with these pricks just rubbing it in how shit we were, yeah? It's great nowadays. It's great nowadays seeing them where they are. Yeah, the has-beens. The has-beens that are the rags, you know? Also, don't ever forget, 6-1, you prick. Calm down. Let's calm down. And let's go with someone that I don't mind. And that is, well, like Crystal Palace. I don't know what it is about them. I've always not minded Crystal Palace. I think they're just above bearable. I'd definitely say that Crystal Palace are in between Newcastle, Bournemouth and West Ham, like below them, and then they're above Southampton, Sheffield, Norwich. I can easily get behind them, is what I'm saying. Like, I could easily get behind. I could easily wear a scarf and a shirt of theirs and go to a game and get behind. I know they had cheerleaders back in the day. I don't know if they still have them, but woo! Get to the end now, guys. I'm going to chuck Burnley in the bearable. They're underneath Southampton, Sheffield, Norwich and Everton, and in between Tottenham and Aston Villa. But they're more bearable. I don't dislike them. They're like a disliked bearable. I think it's just because of the way they play, very defensive. I've always been one to support attacking football. Your best form of defense is offense. If you're attacking, they can't score. And I just don't get the feeling that Burnley's ever been like this, and they'll never be like this. Very similar to, say, Stoke, in my opinion. And Stoke would probably go in the dislike column. Leicester, I'm gonna have to put them in bearable simply because I don't mind them based on how they actually look. Leicester's not a great place. Leicester's not a great team to support. It really isn't. I'm not gonna lie. The Foxes. But you've got to really appreciate them. You really have to do it. You have to appreciate them. You have to appreciate what they did in 2016. You have to appreciate what Leicester managed to achieve. And I nearly want to put them in like, you know what? I'm going to change it. I'm going to put Leicester in like. I'm going to put it because I have to appreciate what they do. 6 left, and let's go with Chelsea. Chelsea can go in the bearable. Chelsea are definitely on the lower end of the bearable, obviously because they're quite a good team, but growing up, my best friends, like basically my family, supported Chelsea. No idea why they supported Chelsea. Really have no idea why they support Chelsea, but they supported Chelsea. This one's a hard one because I want to put them in dislike. I really do, but they're definitely above Tottenham. I don't like Tottenham. I really don't like Tottenham. And alongside that, what's going to be funny to you guys, I'm going to put Arsenal in the like. I'm going to put Arsenal in the like. I like watching them play. And I know Chelsea fans and Tottenham fans just like, you're a prick. And guess what? I am a prick. But I just don't mind watching Arsenal play. I think they're a very attacking team. They're not great. They're quite shit. But in the same sense, I don't mind watching them play. Still just, yeah, I've always appreciated how they play as a team and their attacking style. Bye, Liverpool. See you in the dislike column. This is very new to me. I've always not cared about Liverpool because they've just never been in the same area as City. So obviously back in the day, they were like, 2005 they were Champions League, and 2005 we were not Champions League. So I've never really given a shit where they are, what they're doing. I've always loved You'll Never Walk Alone. You know, that's one of the greatest, guys, bias aside, You'll Never Walk Alone is one of the greatest anthems in sporting history, out of all sports. I'm sorry, but it just is. Anfield, I can't wait to go to one day and experience the atmosphere that it has. I don't like them nowadays. I just don't like them nowadays because now they're in the area of City, and now they're our biggest challenge to any competition, whether it be Champions League or be the Premier League. If you Tottenham fans, such Liverpool really are just the only team that challenges us on every level. So I have to dislike them. I really do. I have to dislike them. I say I like them, it's like, well, what the shit are you talking about, son? What the shit are you talking about? Oh, okay. This is a difficult one. I want to put them in like, there's a lot of teams in like, and I don't know why all those teams are in like to go, well, Leicester's not really there, but it is there. They're not really there. Palace should probably come down to bearable. I'll leave Watford in bearable. I want to put them in like, but I just love Troy Deeney, and the only reason I really like Watford is because of that one goal, Troy Deeney goal against Leicester. Actually, we should swap Leicester here. Ooh, yeah. Watford's going in like. Sorry, Leicester, you're coming down to bearable, but you're on the higher end of bearable. Watford. Troy Deeney goal against Leicester. I think it was the Championship playoff final. And last seconds, if you haven't seen it, go and type in Troy Deeney goal versus Leicester. It'll come up 100%. If you don't like Watford after that, then don't talk to me. Just don't talk to me. I actually argued with myself. I'm not going to put this on camera, but I literally sat here and argued with myself for about 3 minutes whether I put Wolverhampton in bearable or dislike, and I won my argument. Don't you worry. I won my argument with myself. But Wolverhampton have ended up in the bearable column because I don't mind them. You know, they're very Burnley-esque. I think they're a decent-ish team nowadays. I think they can defend. I think they're quite a competitive team that can really challenge on their day. Like, I'm sorry, but I just can't see Sheffield United beating Manchester City at the Etihad. I just can't see it. But I could see Wolverhampton Wanderers getting a result at the Etihad. I really could. I could see them grinding out a result. But I wanted to put them in dislike because that would have made it kind of even. It would have kind of gone even. But it's not going to happen. And lastly, I wanted to put these guys in the dislike column too, just because, but you can't hate Brighton. What's wrong with Brighton? What's wrong with Brighton? What's wrong with Brighton and Hove Albion? I don't actually think I'll get a single comment saying, how can you like Brighton and Hove Albion? I'll guarantee you I'll get comments like, how can you like Arsenal or West Ham or Crystal Palace? Maybe Middlesbrough fans saying Newcastle, but Middlesbrough fans, what are you doing here? The Brighton and Hove Albion, like, give them a break, alright? You know, give them a break. What's wrong with Brighton and Hove Albion? Leave them alone. Leave them alone. But anyway, guys, that is going to be it for today's video. If you like it, please give me a thumbs up so know that you're enjoying this content. If you don't know, we're going to be doing a lot of live streams for Premier League coming up, and probably for this entire season. I'm really going to be getting into it. We're doing a lot of NRL and AFL live streams, but now it's time for the NFL and the Premier League, because the NRL and AFL are kind of finishing, and I'm going to be at a lot of their finals, so I'm not going to be able to do too many live streams regarding those. And now it's time we're going to start changing over our content for the off-season of those two sports, and we're going to be putting into the Premier League and NFL and basketball and hockey coming up as well. Baseball playoffs, so there's a lot of live streams. So if you aren't a part of the BK Army yet, what are you damn well doing? Go down there right now, hit the subscribe button, and while you're there, obviously go and hit the little ding-a-ling-a-ling notification bell so you get notification every time we upload. That's gonna be it for today's video, guys. Go fuck yourself, Manchester United fans. Thanks for watching.